Okay. Yay, we're live. Okay. Let's see, who do we have in the chat today? Okay, so yeah, we're going to be talking about the zodiac signs that understand or have the best chance of understanding a Scorpio. I hope this will help enlighten you out there. Scorpio oftentimes feels like they're in a league of their own and that nobody understands them. And I can totally relate with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into this. And afterwards, I will check the chat. And if you have any questions, please save them for the end. And if you do have a question, I also just ask you do me a big favor and put them all in caps. Just helps me notice them a lot easier. So, and also before I jump into this, I just want to say that if you're here and you're new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. This is a very loving, very accepting platform. And I just hope you feel free to just share your stories and experiences and maybe learn from each other. Also, if you're here to learn about your zodiac sign or Scorpio, I have a playlist created for every zodiac sign. I have 2 playlists created for Scorpios. The first playlist is called Scorpio's Book of Shadows. The second one is Scorpio Codex. So I just encourage y'all to go and check those out if you really want a really deep understanding of your zodiac sign or of Scorpios. Okay, so we have Rob Smiley. Hello, how are you doing, Rob? Doing good today? Having a successful, fun day or weekend? So yeah, we got Rob rocking the chat. Cool. All right, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into this, and then we can save our questions and thoughts until afterwards. So, okay, let's go ahead and do this. Oh wait, good. I can't complain. Oh, we have someone new. Okay, let me see. I gotta get my glasses on for this. Who is this? I don't think I've ever seen this person before. I'm not sure what to call you. Does my ash smell? I don't even want to go there. Hello. I'm just going to call you. Can I just call you Ash? Is that okay with you? Because that sounds more humane than the rest of that. It is quite hilarious. But welcome to my channel. Okay. Oh yeah, Ash. Okay, cool. All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. So we got Rob and Ash here. All right, cool. So Ash, where are you chiming in at? Are you chiming in from another country, another galaxy, perhaps maybe another dimension? Awesome. I'm just happy to have you here. And I'm assuming you're a Scorpio. If not, that's okay too. We love them all. We love all the zodiac signs. Okay, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this. Wait, hold on. Let me read this before I do. What does it say? Oh, okay. Can you see my shows before? Cool. Awesome. You just been silent this whole time and now you decided okay, to come out of the closet. That's cool. I'm glad you're here, Ash. Good. Well, good. I just hope you enjoy my shows. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into this. I'll be taking a lot of water breaks, you guys. Okay. So fair warning. Okay. Listen, my curious dragon pups. If there is one question that most, if not all Scorpios secretly want answered, it is this: who actually understands me? Because let's just be honest here. Scorpio spends half of their life trying to understand everyone else while simultaneously making sure nobody understands them too quickly. Am I right? You know, Scorpio is basically the human version of an encrypted government file with a password that literally changes every 6 hours. They complain that people don't understand them. But the moment someone tries to get close to them, well, my dear gods in the heavens above, you may witness most Scorpios quietly changing their door locks, installing moats around the perimeter of their homes. They may even hire emotional security guards, and then they'll quietly but dramatically disappear into another dimension or realm. I am not exaggerating here, my dragon kittens, not even a little bit, okay? But guess what? We're going to settle one of astrology's biggest debates. And that is which zodiac signs truly understand Scorpio the best. And we will learn why they do. And believe it or not, we're going like beyond internet astrology today. Because like ancient astrologers viewed Scorpio very differently than the modern astrologers of today. So check this out. In Babylonian astrology, Scorpio was associated with powerful guardians of sacred mysteries. And in Hellenistic astrology text, Scorpio wasn't simply emotional. It represented initiation, transformation, and the willingness to descend into life's darkest caves to uncover hidden truths. Scorpio isn't afraid of darkness, not even a little bit. Scorpio is afraid of fake light. By the way, there is a huge difference between the two. Okay, let me take a water break real quick. Oh, boy. I'm taking a lot, so be prepared, you guys. Okay. So let's start with the number one sign that usually understands Scorpio better than anyone else. Can you all take a wild jab at who that sign might be? Let me know in the chat. Well, if you guessed it correctly, it's another Scorpio. I know. You probably are thinking, well, that's cheating, Julianne. No, but first, hear me out, okay? So look, two evolved Scorpios don't even need to finish each other's sentences. They got telepathy going on. Because the truth is, like, one Scorpio simply can just sigh, and the other Scorpio will like immediately say, so who betrayed you? One of the Scorpios can walk into the room like 3 seconds late, and the other instantly knows they've been carrying or crying in their car for like 20 minutes while listening to music from like 12 years ago. You see, Scorpios almost always recognize another Scorpio, kind of like the way secret agents recognize each other. They notice the tiniest facial expressions that nobody else catches. They hear the silence between the words that are spoken. Now, on the flip side of this is that if there's two unevolved Scorpios together, they can create an emotional Cold War. I kid you not. Usually nobody says what's wrong, but somehow both Scorpios know something is definitely wrong. But then they both refuse to bring it up until like 6 months later during like an argument that started because somebody forgot to text the other one back. So let's take a peek at why Scorpios behave the way they do. And we're doing that by checking out their ruling planets. So get this. Ancient astrologers connected Scorpio with Mars before Pluto was ever discovered. Mars isn't just about aggression. Mars represents courage. It represents survival and strategic warfare. Okay, so two Scorpios instinctively understand each other's survival instincts because both know what it feels like to trust carefully rather than just freely. So based on my personal Scorpio placements, I have concluded that Pisces has the ability to understand Scorpio. I feel that this relationship almost appears to be supernatural, but not quite, but it can be. You see, Pisces understands Scorpio emotionally in ways that often surprise even Scorpios. I would say Pisces doesn't always need explanations because Pisces naturally picks up emotional energy like an antenna or a sponge. Have you all ever noticed that Pisces somehow asks Scorpio, like, if they're okay, and then like 5 minutes, like they do that like 5 minutes before Scorpio even realizes that they're upset about something? It's honestly unfair. Now, a Scorpio may stand there like next to a Pisces, pretending everything is perfectly fine, while internally replaying awkward conversations from like 2014. And Pisces will quietly say to Scorpio, "Hey dear, I feel you're carrying something like heavy today." And Scorpio will immediately think, "Excuse me? Who told you that?" The truth is nobody did, because Pisces simply just feels it all. And get this, in ancient esoteric traditions, water represented the unconscious mind and spiritual purification. Scorpio represents the deep underground waters where hidden truths live. So while Pisces represents the infinite ocean of universal consciousness, well, that means they search below. Now, together, I think they often like communicate without needing to speak many words, okay? Because they're both like operating beneath the surface instead of like living on it, if that makes sense. Now that we have established that Pisces can understand Scorpios, I have to say that Cancer deserves enormous credit too. You see, Cancer signs understand why Scorpio builds emotional walls, because Cancer builds them too, believe it or not. The difference is that, like, Cancer decorates their walls with family photos and homemade cookies, while Scorpio builds theirs with titanium, emotional lasers, and probably a dragon or two standing at their entrance. Asking visitors, of course, for identification, right? You see, Cancers understand emotional protection because Cancer's ruling planet is the moon. The moon governs memory. It governs emotion and instinct and emotional safety. Scorpio immediately recognizes that Cancer isn't weak just because Cancer cries a lot. Okay. And to set the record straight, Cancer doesn't cry because they're fragile. Okay. They cry because they actually process emotions instead of storing them in a mental storage locker labeled, "We'll discuss this during therapy like 20 years from now." And to be brutally honest here, Scorpios could actually learn something from Cancer about emotional release. Okay, let me take a quick break here, you guys. I'm drinking tea now. All right. Gotta keep that throat like lubricated. Okay. Now, here's the zodiac sign that surprises many people, including Scorpios, and that is Capricorn. To most folks, Capricorn may not look emotional on the outside, okay, but Scorpio often feels deeply understood by emotionally mature Capricorns. Because look, both signs respect loyalty, commitment, privacy, and competence. Neither sign enjoys unnecessary drama. Capricorn hears excuses and, well, they'll immediately like start calculating solutions. And when Scorpio hears excuses, they'll start calculating motives. And if you ask me, these two would make an amazing investigator duo, or if they team up, like they'll become great at emotional detective work. Okay. So anyways, they notice things that like nobody else notices. So check this out. Ancient astrology linked both Scorpio and Capricorn with endurance through hardship. Okay. Both signs truly understand that the strength isn't loud. Okay. They both understand that true strength is like consistency. Capricorn won't demand that Scorpio open up before they're ready to, which is great. Capricorn simply shows up repeatedly until Scorpio quietly realizes wait, you're still here? I hope you all are taking notes here because honestly, that's one of the fastest ways into Scorpio's heart. Am I right? Okay, another water break. Actually, it's tea break. Hang in there with me, guys. I'm doing this so I don't have to stop. Okay, my Dragon Coven, we are not done here because Virgo also deserves honorable mention. Because look, Virgos notice details that everyone else ignores or just doesn't see. And guess what? Scorpio notices hidden intentions. And Virgos notice like hidden behaviors. And Scorpio will say something like, something feels off here about your energy. And then Virgo may say something, well, I actually noticed those they like blink differently and they changed their texting pattern and misspelled 3 words that they normally spell correctly. Ooh, something's just off here. Now, a Scorpio will immediately reply back and say, congratulations, you're officially on the investigation team with moi. Let's zoom in on Virgo for a nanominute. So ancient astrologers associated Virgo with discernment and purification, which means Virgos filter information. That works for Scorpios because they undercover like hidden truths. Okay, they investigate everything. Together, they're basically Sherlock Holmes with emotional X-ray vision. Okay, so don't hem and haw here, but believe it or not, Taurus also understands Scorpio incredibly well, mind you, even though these two can drive each other absolutely batshit crazy at times, okay? What I mean in simple terms is Taurus and Scorpio sit directly opposite each other on the zodiac wheel, right? Which means they share the exact same energetic axis. And get this, Taurus understands Scorpio's need for loyalty because Taurus values loyalty just as fiercely as Scorpios do. Taurus simply expresses their loyalty differently through like stability, okay? And Scorpio expresses it through emotional bonding. Now, Taurus may say something like, stay, or rather stay here with me. And Scorpio will say something like, well, prove to me that you'll stay here with me. Same destination, but different roads, okay? Now, I have learned that ancient astrologers believed opposite signs complete one another, like by balancing opposing forces. In other words, Taurus teaches Scorpio peace, and Scorpio teaches Taurus transformation. Taurus reminds Scorpio that not every problem requires a psychological investigation involving 17 conspiracy theories and screenshots from last Tuesday. Now, next week, we will address which signs sometimes struggle to truly understand Scorpios. I know you all will be there for that one, okay? Right? Am I right? Okay, let's get back on track here just for a moment. So anyways, one of the greatest misconceptions about Scorpio is that they're mysterious because they're trying to manipulate people. I hear this one all the time. And ancient esoteric astrology, well, it literally paints a much different picture. Scorpio guards its inner world because transformation is sacred to them. So check this out. In many mystery schools, initiates remain silent about spiritual experiences until wisdom matured within them, like internally. Scorpio naturally reflects this archetype. They don't reveal everything immediately because, look, they instinctively understand that some things lose their power when shared too quickly. That's why Scorpio often seems like they're very private people. They're protecting what they consider spiritually valuable to them. The truth is, like the signs that understand Scorpio best are usually the ones that don't rush them. They don't demand instant vulnerability. They don't mistake silence for rejection. They understand that Scorpio is constantly observing whether actions match the words, okay? Trust isn't built with speeches. Trust is built with consistency. That's why loyalty means everything to Scorpio. Once that trust is earned, you discover one of the most loyal, protective, generous, hilarious, and deeply loving people you will ever know. The funny thing is that Scorpio often spends years searching for someone who understands them, only to discover that the people who truly understand Scorpio were never trying to figure them out at all. They were just simply being patient enough to let Scorpio reveal themselves one layer at a time. So now I want to hear from all of you in the chat. If you're a Scorpio, which zodiac sign has understood you better than anyone else? Was it another Scorpio? Was it the Cancer signs or Pisces, Capricorn, Virgo, any of the earth signs? Or maybe a completely different sign that surprised you? And if you're not a Scorpio, tell us what it's really like trying to understand one of astrology's greatest mysteries. Now, just remember, if a Scorpio says, "I'm just fine," that answer should probably come with a full-length documentary, and it must come with 3 witness statements and a treasure map. Okay, now I want to just thank you all for being here with me today. And I want to also go ahead and check the chat and see who's shaking it up. And I also am going to give an honorable mention to another sign here in just a minute. But I want to check the chat real quick before I continue on. So we're taking a long break now, okay? Because I gotta say hi to my awesome dragon coven. So let's see who we have. Okay, we have we've got Kentucky Trailer Man. Hello, how are you doing? Yay, you're here. Okay, yeah, thank you for the compliment. So you're saying that another Scorpio understands you better. Yeah, I would say that if you are with another, if you have, like I was saying, if you have 2 emotionally evolved Scorpios together, no one is going to understand you like the other Scorpio is. I mean, seriously. Okay. Hello, Concerned. How are you doing? You guys having a wonderful weekend? Is it raining where you guys are at? Because, man, it seems to be like always cloudy and rainy here, and it's just really weird. Not that I'm complaining. I love the rain. I just wish it was snowing. Snow would make me happy. Oh, we have Lance. Hello, Lance. How are you doing? You got distracted? Oh, that's okay. It happens to all of us. We all get distracted. I'm just glad you're here now. Yeah, Concerned. Okay, so Virgo mom seemed to understand me. Oh, wait, let me see. Virgo, okay. Concerned says, oh, Rob Smiley first. Okay, let me go up. Rob Smiley says, Cancer understands me the best. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate the feedback, you guys. Concerned says, Virgo mom seemed to understand me best in the world. Okay, so a Virgo mom. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. They were on my list. I do have one other sign, and you probably can guess who this other sign is that definitely understands Scorpio. And I wanted to keep it separate because I have a lot to say about it. So, and Lance says, I got distracted. Well, hello, Lance, to all of you out there, even the silent ones that aren't saying a word right now. Hello to all of you. Okay. I'm honored to have you. We have Love Bugs. Hello. So, Rob Smiley says, no rain in here, 81 degrees. Ooh, no rain. And it's pouring where you're at. Oh, okay, cool. So we're in kind of the same boat. Rob says, okay, Love Bugs. So Love Bugs, Marissa, you're saying that Leo and Scorpios understand you best? Cool. Yeah, we can talk about Leo here, like in a few minutes. And my Aries friends. Yeah, see. Yep, definitely agree with that. Love Bugs, or Marissa. Love bugs is kind of cute and catchy, but I'd rather call you by your name. Kentucky Trailer Man says, I got stung 7 times by hornets yesterday mowing my grass, still in some pain. Other than that, I'm great. Wow. You know what? I was stung by a hornet one time, and oh my, it was god awful pain. Like, I thought someone literally stabbed me with a knife in my leg. It was just like, what? How can a little bug hurt that much? Oh, yeah. I understand the pain, believe me. And I was just stung once, but I mean, it could have stung me more, and I didn't know. But I'm pretty sure it was just one hornet, and it was, I literally screamed when it happened because it was so painful. I was like, someone just stabbed me. Some ninja hornet literally came out of nowhere and stung my leg. So yeah, I can understand your pain, Kentucky Trailer Man. Concern says my girlfriends were Taurus or lots of Scorpio. Okay. That makes sense to me completely, 100%. And Rob Smiley says Taurus understands me too. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think they can for sure. Marissa says Taurus. Yeah. I got stung in the eye by a hornet. Ooh, now that would just be like, I can't even imagine that kind of pain in the eye. Ooh, ouch. Kentucky Trailer Man, I ran over a nest. Oh my gosh. Now my understanding, Kentucky Trailer Man, is they do make their nests in the ground, or do they make them in trees too, or is it actually like in the ground? Something I just don't know, but Rob Smiley, but I destroyed the nest, couldn't get away fast enough. Oh, that's just too painful to think. I just like cringe. Lance says, how you doing? I am decent. How could such a small scorpion hurt so much? Were you stung by a scorpion, Lance? I have never been, I know in Tennessee, when I lived up on the mountain in Tennessee, there were scorpions all over the place, and I never was stung, but they were all over. They were little scorpions, though. I was like, oh, there's a scorpion. Concern says, does the coven understand the irony between our comments about hornets and the equivalency to the topic of Scorpio with the stinger? Yeah, there you go. You made a good point there. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Okay, so let me refer. I had to write this all out, but I did it digitally. So you guys just please bear with me because I wanted to keep this sign separate. Kentucky Trailer Man, they make the nest in the ground where tree roots. Oh, okay. So that makes sense because I was walking by a huge tree stump, and that's where the hornets came out of and stung my leg. And I was like, I literally fell to the ground because it was so painful. Like yeah. Lance is playing on the small hornet thing. Yeah, hornets, man. Who would think that something like that, so small, and I know it's probably the venom that they inject into us that hurts. But anyways, yeah. I don't know a whole lot about like the stingers other than like I don't even know a lot about scorpions, to be honest, because they always just like creep me out. But all right, so speaking about signs that understand Scorpios best, what do y'all think about the sign of Aries? I didn't mention it earlier because I wanted to check the chat, and I also I had to write out some things about what I believe why they understand Scorpios best. Sorry, you guys. I'm looking at the notes that I wrote down. I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute here. Oh, so okay. So both Aries and Scorpio were traditionally ruled by Mars, and that is according to the ancient astrology. Okay, and so now this means like these two signs were considered spiritual siblings, basically expressing the same Martian life force in completely different ways. Like Aries expresses Mars externally. Okay, so yeah, they have like the same type of energies going through them, but they are expressed completely different. And they do share Mars as, you know, their ancient rulers. You know, way before Pluto was discovered in like 1930. I think it was like 1930. You guys can check me on that, but I think Pluto came into the picture around 1930-ish. If my memory is serving me right. So, so Aries often understands Scorpio's intensity better than many other zodiac signs do, because I have to tell you, Aries are very, very passionate. They're very intense too. They just show it outwardly, and they show it like intensely and fast, you know, like it's more of a loud, in your face, passionate, intense energy, rather than Scorpios is not like out there boisterous and in your face, but you can feel the energies and intensities from Scorpios. They're just not out there, and you know, like externally. So like so there's signs like Libra or Gemini that may think like Scorpio is just way too much. Libras and Geminis, and I know this personally because my dad is a double Gemini. That means he's Gemini sun, he's Gemini moon, and he's been telling me my whole life, you have too much energy. You need to tone it down. You know, you're too much. You know, you're a nervous wreck. You're this. I mean, it was just always, you know, you're just too intense. And I'm just like, dude, I would just like learn to tune him out, because like he totally did not understand me. But like Libras are that way too. They just think, most Libras and Geminis, unless they have a lot of Scorpio in their house, in their house placements and all that sort of thing, they're really not going to understand Scorpio's energy. So Aries usually doesn't fear intensity at all. I mean, Aries doesn't fear anything, just like a Scorpio. Aries really are, they don't fear. They're the first one that will be like, I'm going to go on the front line of the battle. You know, they're your front runners. Okay. They're the ones that will be dashing into battle before anyone has a chance to, you know, put together, you know, a team of assassins. They're going to be like, they're already there, done it and come back. You know, they've already slain the enemy, come back and to report it. They're not afraid of anything. And they're definitely not afraid of Scorpio's intense energies and passion, because Aries definitely, they're very passionate too. Okay. They just show it a little differently, but believe me, they are passionate. I know this personally. I've dealt with Aries, lots of Aries. My uncle is an Aries, someone I was engaged to, and oh my gosh, like my sister's is an Aries. There is a lot of intensity there. Okay. So now Aries actually, believe it or not, will respect. They won't just understand Scorpio's energies. They will respect Scorpio's intensity and passionate energies. They'll have no problem accepting them or understanding them, okay? Because they themselves have the same intense energies, okay? Actually, let's just take that one step further. Aries actually admires people who are passionate and fearless, okay? And they admire people that are actually willing to take a stand, okay? And Scorpio possesses all of those qualities. So the difference is that Scorpio like directs their intensity like inward, okay? While Aries directs it outwardly. But it's still the same energy, just expressed in two different ways. Now, one of the biggest reasons Aries can understand Scorpio is because Aries also experiences powerful emotions. I know, you guys might be going, really, what? Yeah, they do. I know this personally. They definitely experience very deep emotions. So the myth surrounding Aries you know, which I've heard this a lot, that like Aries literally has no emotions is like completely false, you guys. Okay. Aries absolutely feels deeply. The difference is that Aries emotions arrive like lightning bolts. Okay. Boom, right in your face. They're fast, furious emotions. They're right here, right now. Okay. Like literally like a lightning bolt. Okay. Um, and they'll explode and express themselves quickly and intensely and immediately, okay? But then after all that's done, all the fireworks have been set off, like they'll just move on, okay? Now, they won't literally forget what's been happening or what happened or what transpired or what made them upset. They just move on, okay? Because they just deal with it completely different. Doesn't mean they forget, because Aries will definitely remember who's done them wrong because they're a tit for tat sign. Okay. So Scorpio's emotions are more like, of course, the ocean. Scorpios like are deep, they're constant, they're layered, and often just like hidden beneath the calm surface, like literally. It's really hard to tell if a Scorpio is angry unless you are another Scorpio or another water sign. Then you could pick up the angry. You'll pick up those vibes immediately. But Scorpios don't even have to say one word when they're angry. They can just give you that death stare. And if you're another water sign or another Scorpio, you'll know that Scorpio is angry with you. Okay. And they're about ready to pop off. That volcano is like literally ready to pop off. So, so so can Aries truly understand a Scorpio? What do you guys think? Okay. So like, let's say, where was I here? I don't know why I scrolled up, you guys. I think I was at the part where I think I needed to the difference is like that, well, Aries is like a lightning bolt, but Scorpio's emotions, like I said, are like the ocean. Okay. They're very deep and they're very still. But Aries is not always going to understand like why Scorpio holds on to emotional experiences for like months and even years. Okay. And sometimes I think Scorpios don't even understand why they hold on to all of that stuff. Hello, Miss Roxy Full. Hello, hello. Is this your first time here? I'm happy to have you. I saw the title and had to click in. Well, I'm so glad you did. Yeah. Are you a Scorpio, Miss Roxy Full? What's your sign and where you're chiming in from? I'm glad you did pop in. The more the merrier. Let's build up this party here. Kentucky Trailer Man. Okay, Lance. Rob has traded Eye of the Tiger for a horn and even more juice. So Miss Roxy Full says hello. Yes, first time. Yay! I'm honored. Miss Roxy Full says I'm Scorpio Sun and Rising. Oh wow, we got a double. Right. So like, I don't know how much you've heard, but what zodiac signs from your personal experience do you believe understands you the best? And you're coming from Texas. Hello. Yeah. It's so awesome. Like, this is just so cool. Like when I do live, I literally get people from all over the world and all over the United States. I think it's just awesome. So yeah, I love those Texans. So yeah, so let's get back to like Aries. Okay. So, do you guys believe that an Aries can understand Scorpio's emotional depth? Because that really is the most important thing, right? For Scorpio. Scorpios need to bond with people, not only on emotional level, but on a soul level. And can Aries hang with Scorpios? And I mean, do you guys believe Aries have the emotional capacity to hang with Scorpios? Emotional depth? I'm going to tell you my answer. And this is from personal experience. I do definitely believe that Aries is emotionally mature and evolved. They 100% can understand and accept a Scorpio's emotional depth, okay? But if they're not mature, and like there's so many people out there, doesn't matter what zodiac sign they are, that are not emotionally mature, let alone self-aware. And even beyond that, they're definitely not all aware, okay? So we're dealing with a lot of people that are literally being controlled by their unconscious minds, which is their moon sign. Okay, your moon sign controls, has a sway over that. So, Miss Roxy Full, Cancer risings, Cancer sun, Pisces suns, to be honest, fellow Scorpios, and maybe Virgos. Cool, I like that. So there's a variety there. Basically, all the water signs, right? Because, you're dealing with water that, like all water signs hold onto memories. And they just, of course, have different types of modalities. So yeah, that's cool to know. Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate that, Miss Roxy Full. So yeah, this is what I believe. Scorpio can teach Aries that some battles are psychological. Scorpio can teach Aries that some battles definitely can be psychological. Some victories come through patience, through silence, and of course, observation. And I have to take this one step further, through emotional intelligence. Okay. Now, an immature Aries may become completely frustrated with a Scorpio because, you know what? They want Scorpio to simply say what's wrong, okay? A mature Aries eventually realizes that Scorpio speaks through energy long before they actually speak words, okay? And that's true, right? I know that's how I used to be before I learned to, before I transformed and kept evolving, then I learned really great communication skills. But before I evolved, oh my, yeah, it was all about energies. I was like, I expected people to read my energies too. I really did expect, and that was probably very unfair of me, of course, but I didn't understand. I'm like, why don't they pick up on my energies or my body language or my death stare? Why don't they see but yeah, I was dealing with a lot of air signs in my life, a lot of air and some fire. And yeah, just a lot of people that were just asleep, but let's see here. Let me get to the chat here real quick before I move on with this. Kentucky Trailer Man, some battles don't need to be loud. No, they don't. Absolutely. I'm right there with you, Kentucky Trailer Man, for sure. Lance says, Aries are direct. I like that. Emotionally, they seem unexpressional. Yeah. Unless it is the sun, never much else. Now, I have to say, I agree with that, Lance, but I would say that the Aries in moon sign can definitely understand a Scorpio sun or moon sign, or even a rising sign, better than an Aries sun sign. That's just personal experiences, and even from research, that an Aries, if it's in the moon sign, is definitely going to be, they're going to be a lot more deep. But I appreciate your feedback. I think it's awesome to hear what you guys are. I like to hear your personal stories and experiences with different signs. But we have to take into account, you guys, that there's a lot more at play than just somebody's zodiac signs or natal birth chart. There's also the way they were raised, what's their moral compass like? Okay. Are they awake? Or are they zombified, living through their unconscious mind and not self-aware? We're dealing with all different types of people out there, no matter what zodiac sign they are. But we're going to stick with the astrology because this is what this is about. This is just a tool. Okay, astrology is just a really helpful tool to help you understand your natural traits according to your natal birth chart blueprint. So, can Aries, let's see here. Where was I? I keep forgetting where I'm at. Okay, so perhaps nowhere is their connection stronger, okay, than in loyalty. Now, this is true. Like, I have to say, Aries values loyalty because loyalty proves courage, okay? And Scorpio, of course, values loyalty because loyalty creates emotional safety. Now, although they arrive there for, different reasons, both signs despise, you hear me? Both of these signs despise betrayal. Aries can forgive arguments, okay? Scorpio can forgive mistakes, but betrayal, both of these signs truly struggle really hard with being betrayed. Okay. That's natural for them. Okay. To be this way. Both of these signs struggle tremendously with broken hearts. That means their broken heart. Okay. Aries usually understands Scorpio's need for respect because Aries also demands respect. Okay. Neither sign tolerates manipulation. Neither sign tolerates dishonesty or people who play mind games, like deliberately play mind games, especially with their emotions. Okay. The difference is that Aries confronts disrespect immediately. And this is true with Aries. They're not just going to sit back and let it go. They're not going to let it slide. They will literally confront the disrespect immediately, okay? While a Scorpio, of course, will just quietly sit back and observe everything before they actually respond. Now, this can also depend on the Scorpio's placements. Now, if a Scorpio has a lot of Sag, maybe a Sag moon, Sag and Mercury, a lot of Sag there, then they might be a little more outspoken than normal, okay? Even if they have like a Sag rising, Sag will make them very bold. Just bloop, no filter. Okay, so like I said, this is just a general. You have to look at your full natal birth chart because other signs can influence whether or not a Scorpio is going to be more bold and outspoken than normal, okay? So, and I'm saying this from personal experience because I've known a lot of Scorpios that have Sag moons or Sag risings and Sag and their Mercury and Mars and all that, and they're very outspoken Scorpios. They're very, very outspoken. Yeah, very. So, anyways, you have to look at those other placements too, you guys. So, okay, where was I? Yeah, Aries will confront the disrespect and they will deal with it right on the spot. Aries will always throw the first punch. They don't go looking for problems, but this is like, metaphorically speaking, Aries will always throw the first punch, okay? But Scorpios will generally wait until the perfect moment, okay? They're going to strategize and everything's going to be calculated and strategic and perfect, okay? If they're unevolved and they do use their stinger, it's going to be very calculated. And they will wait until hell freezes over. It doesn't matter. They can wait 20 years. Sometimes some of them do. Wait 20 years before they sting. Scorpio's passion is another quality Aries often really appreciates, okay? Aries loves people who are fully alive. And I'm telling you, this is true because I've dealt with a lot of Aries. If you do not show your passion and intensity and show that you are alive, guess what? Guess what's going to happen, you guys? Aries is going to get very bored with you. So, Scorpios, keep things lively with their intensity and passion. Okay. And Scorpios are never half-hearted. Do you guys know a Scorpio that does things half-ass? They're black or white, all or nothing. Okay, when they do something, they're going to do it all the way, period. I don't know many Scorpios that do half measures. And, that's just the way it is. With most Scorpios, it is. So Scorpio's never half-hearted, and whether Scorpio loves you or whether Scorpios dislike you, whether they protect you or walk away from you, they do it all with complete conviction. Okay, Aries respects authenticity, and Scorpio rarely pretends to feel something that they don't feel. Okay, so basically, what you see is what you get with an Aries. Aries, unless they have a ton of Libra and Leo in their chart, what you see is what you get, period. Aries are very authentic people, generally speaking. Okay. And of course, Aries definitely respects authenticity, just like Scorpios do. Scorpio will rarely pretend to feel something that they don't. Again, you have to check the chart to see if they have some Leo and Libra and some other air sign in their air energy. However, okay, this relationship between the Scorpio and Aries also has its challenges too, of course, that's just life, right? Okay, so what do I mean by that, you guys? Aries can unintentionally wound Scorpio because Aries often speaks before thinking about what they're going to say first. Okay, they just bloop. Okay, they're not as bad. I would say they're not as brutal and rough as a Sag. Okay, but they can be if they're, I know the Aries that I have dealt with, they will definitely let you know that they're angry, and they'll tell you, why they're angry, that sort of thing. They're just not as brutal as a Sag when it comes to their words. But yeah, a lot of Aries, though, when they get angry, they go headfirst into walls, into doors. Yeah. They're more action than words, at least in my experience with Aries. Okay. So Scorpio, of course, remembers every single word that somebody says, and they'll hold on to those words, especially if they're negative words and they hurt them. Okay, if Scorpio's wounded by something you've said, they will hold on to it until they're in their grave, and then probably even into the next life, they'll remember it for sure. Aries may forget sometimes. Okay, not every Aries. Most Aries will forget an argument within an hour or so. It's not necessarily that they're forgetting. They just know that life just keeps carrying forward. So they just go along with that. Okay. But the Aries that I have known, they don't forget when they're slighted. And the reason I know that is, because I know them personally, but also because Aries are a tit for tat. So they are kind of like the Scorpio in a way, and I know this personally speaking, they will wait and they will get you back, okay? So whatever you've done to them, they will do to you. And they also are strategic too, you guys, okay? Aries are strategic. They can be. So just because they just move on from an argument really fast, outwardly speaking, doesn't mean they forgot how you slighted them. Because they don't. Aries don't forget, you guys. Not the Aries I've dealt with. Okay, so now the difference between, the way that they go about this, it literally will create misunderstandings between the two. But if both of these signs literally can learn from each other, I think that this is a great emotional pairing, and I think they really can learn, especially if they learn each other's emotional language style. Okay. Sure, they have the same type of emotions and energy and passion, but once if they really do care about the other person, they will learn, okay, this is how I express this energy. This is my emotional language. And this is Scorpio's emotional language. And then once they learn that about each other, then it's going to be cake. Okay. So, I want to hear what you guys have to say about the Aries and Scorpio. So, Scorpio can also confuse Aries by remaining silent. And we know that most Scorpios can remain very quiet for a very long time, especially when they're angry or emotionally hurt or wounded. Aries believes like problems should be confronted and dealt with immediately. Now, I think this is great. Honestly, personally, even with my very strong dominant Scorpio tendencies and behaviors and placements and all that sort of thing, I actually do admire this about Aries. I actually do admire this about them, the fact that they want to deal with conflict right away. I just wish that I could be like that more often. But because I'm not built to express that like they are, it's hard for me to be like, no, you have to give me a couple months to get over this, to cool down, to come back down. Because once I get up there, and it takes a lot for me to get to that point, but once I've gotten so hurt and wounded, it takes so long for me to be able to come back down to a level where I can communicate without hurting somebody. Because if I do allow myself to pop off in the moment like an Aries does, I will shred that person, like shred them. And not just with like brutal words. I will come with receipts too. And it becomes a brutal bloodbath. And so I've learned to be like, no, I'm going to take a long emotional vacation and wait until I'm in my right state of mind and emotional, and I'm grounded and balanced, because I know that I can actually hurt someone with my words and everything else. So yeah. But once they learn this about each other, I think that, I've seen so many people around me, especially my own family, Aries and Scorpios, that have stayed together for their entire life. Like my uncle, he's an Aries. He married my aunt. And she's a Scorpio, and they've been together for, holy moly, they've been married for like 60 years or something crazy, probably 50 years. It's more like it. They've been together since they were like teenagers, like older teenagers. I think they were together when they were like 18. I went to their wedding. I was a flower girl. And then my sister's an Aries. She's married to a Scorpio man. They've been together since they were 14. They're both 40. They've been together forever. They're married. They have kids. So I definitely, even though they have challenges, of course, every relationship has challenges. They both believe like, do death do us part? And my sister, she'll tell me, Julie, I don't believe in divorce. Okay, she's an Aries, and she's been telling me this her whole entire life with Sam, her husband, who's a Scorpio. And her husband, it has a lot of Scorpio in his natal birth chart. He isn't just Scorpio sun. He has Scorpio and Venus and Scorpio and like Mars. He has like Scorpio, a ton of it. Okay. She's got a ton of Virgo in her chart with her Aries. So there is some compatibility with their charts, but they both believe that, it's death until we part. Okay. And so my uncle's the same way with his Scorpio wife. Like, there is no such thing as divorce. So we're going through this all the way until we're in the ground. Okay. So I really do believe that this is a really good pairing. I really do believe, and not just through personal experiences, Aries definitely can understand and handle Scorpio's passion and intensity. And of course, and loyalty and all that sort of stuff. Okay. Now, an Aries moon may surprisingly understand Scorpio's emotional courage even more than many people realize. Okay. Although the moon in Aries expresses feelings quickly, it still experiences emotions very intensely. Aries moon individuals usually appreciate emotional honesty. Even if Scorpio's like emotional pace feels a lot slower than theirs, of course. Now, if emotional If emotionally mature, an Aries moon can become one of the few people patient enough to earn Scorpio's trust over time. What Aries must understand is that Scorpio's intensity is not drama, okay? And it's not. And people really mistake Scorpio's passion and intensity for being like drama kings and queens. And they're not. They're just, that's who they are, okay? That is who they are. And to like Geminis and Libras and even Aquarius, they're just like, what? What is all of this? Like, I don't know. You know, tame it, calm it down. You're being too intense. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with you? That's another thing. Oh, what's wrong with you? Like, you're always so intense and passionate and serious about everything. Like, oh, you know, it's just like, oh, yeah. That's how you lose a Scorpio really fast, is by telling them, oh my gosh, you're too intense. You're too much. Your energy is too much. You're just, you know, it's like, oh, boy, here we go again. You know, like, but Aries can handle it, you guys, especially Aries and moon placements. Scorpio doesn't love halfway. We all know that, right? Scorpios don't trust halfway either, okay? They don't grieve halfway. They don't heal halfway. Everything Scorpio experiences touches the deepest layers of their soul. And this is no joke, you guys. Once Aries recognizes this, they often stop trying to fix Scorpio's emotions, and instead they will begin to like honor Scorpio's emotions, okay? And that's so very true. Now, likewise, Scorpio must recognize that Aries is not emotionally shallow. That's another myth that floats about out there, is that Aries have no emotions. They're not emotionally, you know, they don't have an emotional depth to them, but they actually do, okay? So Scorpio must recognize that Aries is not emotionally shallow simply because they recover quickly. And remember, Aries showing that they recover quickly from an argument does not mean they forget, okay? They don't forget anything. And they're not even water, okay? But they don't forget. They just move forward. That's what fire does. It just keeps continuing to burn on and move on. Let's get away from this and move on. Life progresses. Let's go. You know, yeah, they're not going to forget that you wronged them. No, I've got stories, but you know, I want to get through this here. So yeah, Aries recovers quickly. Aries doesn't move on because they don't care. Okay, so you have to understand that Aries definitely cares. They care a lot deeper than you guys realize. Aries moves on because movement is how they heal. Okay, and that's another reason that they move on quickly. Okay, now action is medicine for Aries, just as reflection is medicine for Scorpios. When these two signs like evolve together, something like remarkable happens. Aries teaches Scorpio courage without fear. Scorpio teaches that life is meant to be like lived boldly. And Scorpio reminds Aries that true strength isn't measured only by victories, but by emotional resilience. Now, together they represent like the two faces of Mars: the warrior who conquers the outer world and the warrior who conquers the inner world. So honestly, you guys, can an Aries truly understand a Scorpio? What do you guys think? After everything I've put out there, after all of your personal experiences with Aries, do you truly think that they could understand a Scorpio? I really do think they can. But anyways. And so now let me get back to the chat and see what is going on. What have I been missing? We have, let's see here. We have Opal. Did I say Opal? Hello, Opal Stevens. Hi. Okay, so Opal says, hi, everyone. Scorpio sun, Sagittarius moon. Okay, awesome. And Miss Roxy says, okay, hi, Opal, Kentucky. So Opal says, I know a Scorpio sun, Aries moon. She is just plain evil. Ooh, really? Ay. Now, on the flip side of that, though, because this is Mars energy in her big two. On the flip side of that, this person, you said it's a she. They're of course being the extreme, okay, because Mars energy and Pluto energy is black and white. So she's being all the way evil, but she could literally totally turn her life around and transform and become just the absolute opposite of that and become an absolute angel. So, but that person is expressing that energy the way that most of them do, either really, really bad, all the way black, or really, really good, all the way white, because Scorpios and that energy doesn't do half measures. They don't do gray. There's no gray area there. So she's being all the way evil, okay? And we just got to hope and pray that, like, no, not pray, just think, okay, one day she's going to do like a 180 and become like completely angelic, because that's what the Scorpio's energy and even Aries energy is all like. Okay, so Rob says, I'm definitely wholehearted. Yeah, that's how I am too. Everything I do is wholeheartedly or not at all. And Lance says, Roxy. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to see. Now, if there's any questions, you guys, please just do me a big favor and put them in caps, all caps, the whole complete question. I don't mind at all, like, answering your questions, but it just helps me like see them like faster, and they stand out like when they're all caps. But yeah, I appreciate it if you guys do that. But I don't see any questions. I'm actually scanning for questions right now, you guys. Opal says, my late husband, love of my life, was an Aries sun and Virgo moon. He taught me so much about he taught me so much about leaving the past behind. And it is really, and that is a struggle for Scorpios. Yes, Scorpios can conquer anything. They can literally transform and evolve, and definitely learn to let things go. I know I have. Okay, and it was really difficult when I was really trying to transform myself. I was actually making a deliberate effort into transforming myself spiritually and emotionally and all that. And yes, it was still a struggle. It's always probably going to be a struggle because all those natural traits are embedded in me. Rob Smalley, this is deep. Opal, same. I have to hold back my thoughts. I can really shred them. My husband and Aries, we knew there was a line we could cross, and we never did. Married 19 years before he passed. Oh, wow. See, that's the thing. Yeah. Because now you have mutual respect, and you know that there is a line there for sure. Yeah, totally. Rob says, nobody can dim my light. Rob says, metamorphosis. Let's see. Opal says, I agree with this about Aries and Scorpio. My Aries husband, most courageous person I knew. Yeah. Holy moly. Yeah. I don't know. That's a thing that I absolutely adore about Aries, is their courageousness. They are so courageous and brave. It's just like, and Scorpios are too. A lot of the Scorpios I know, especially when they don't have a lot of hangups, a lot of the younger Scorpios especially, they are so brave. Oh my gosh. But Aries are brave in a completely different way. So I respect both. I think it's just, I love seeing courageous people, especially people who will stand up for what they believe, even if we don't agree with what they believe in. It's, to me, exciting to see people go, no, I stand on this. This is what I believe. This is what I am. I love seeing that sort of energy. I don't have to agree with what they believe in. I just love seeing that. It's something you can respect people with different beliefs. But the fact that someone can actually, like an Aries can be like, this ain't happening. This is what is going to happen. And this is what I believe. And this is what I stand on. To me, that is just really a very sexy thing, a big turn on, like spiritually speaking. Miss Roxy Full, Lance Oh yeah, you're talking to each other. Okay. So Lance, you said you were 17 years with your Aries. Oh wow. See, that's a long time. That's a big chunk of your life. Concern says, we should use dragon emojis to notate our questions in the chat. Did this question stand out to you? No. No. I'm just scrolling no. So Rob, Braveheart. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly, that movie to me represents an Aries. Like seriously. Who was Mel Gibson, right? He was the main character, and his energy reminded me of an Aries completely. Miss Roxy Full, yes, I love conviction and passion in people. Yeah, me too. Like I said, it's such a beautiful thing to see. You know, that people, if people have, I mean, literally, especially when I see passionate people and they stand up for what they believe, and they are not afraid at all to voice what they believe. And we don't have to agree with each other on everything, you guys. That's the beautiful part about being alive, you know, is that there's so many different flavors, so many different people out there that have different experiences in life. And then when we all come together and we can compare stories and we can compare experiences and we can learn from each other. And even if we don't believe each other's stories or believe in what we believe in, like what we individually believe in, it's still a beautiful thing. I think adversity is beautiful. Something I've had to learn is, you know, not everyone thinks like I do. Not everyone has gone through what I've gone through. I have a completely unique life. You, Rob Smalley, have a unique life. Miss Roxy Full, you have a unique life. Kentucky Trailer Man, you have your own unique life and experiences. And I think it's a beautiful thing when we all come together and we all express what we've endured, you know, just as fellow humans or entities or whatever. Okay. Because maybe not all of you out there are human, but that's for a different show. Anyways, so now let's talk about, someone mentioned, and I think Rob and was it, I can't remember, it was way back in the chat. I don't know if it was Miss Roxy Full or Concerned or Love Bugs, Marissa, I think it was Marissa was one of them that said that Leo was somebody that understood them. And I totally believe in that too. If you have a mature Leo, you know, this is the thing, is it when you've got two mature zodiac signs and two mature people together, it's going to probably work. And especially if these are two people that actually want the relationship to flourish. Okay. And they'll put the effort in. They will put in 110%. Leos are like Scorpios, and they will definitely dive into the relationship full force, 110%, wholeheartedly. Okay. Leos are much like Scorpios in the fact that they demand respect. Okay. And I know, and Leos do get a bad rap. Okay. Especially the ones that aren't mature, they get a bad rap for being so like drama queens, wanting all the attention, constantly wanting self-assurance and reassurance from the person that they love, their partner, who, you know, of course, our partner. They want to always be told they're beautiful and perfect and wonderful and they're the best thing, you know, since sliced bread. They want that constant reassurance and constant attention from their loved ones and their friends and that sort of thing. And yeah, it can be a little much, but when you're dealing with a really mature Leo, you're not going to be dealing with all that so much. Okay. Because Leos definitely value, loyalty, just like Scorpios. Okay. And Leos are definitely authentic. It's so natural for them to want to carry around a spotlight that's on them. But look at this. Leos will definitely, especially if they are mature, they will build people up. Okay. Yeah, they want to be in the limelight when it comes to their loved one, but they also will put you in that limelight with them and build you up too. Okay. And this is for mature Leos. They will shine that spotlight just as bright on you too, okay? And they will build you up with their words. They will support you. Leos that are mature, they can be a beautiful person, okay? I think one of the things that is challenging, like for Scorpio energy, is the fact that they, especially if they're not mature, okay, they will do drama. If you dare go in public with them, like you're on a date with a Leo and you're a Scorpio, you're on a date with a Leo and they're not mature, okay, and you get in an argument in public, Leos will, oh my God, they will put on a show, okay? And that is the last thing a Scorpio wants to see. Scorpios don't like their dirty laundry aired out. With Leos who are not mature will air it out for the whole world to see. They'll put on a full-on show, and yeah, and they will roar, okay? Because this is Leo lion energy. They will roar, so the whole world is watching them as they're throwing their fit and putting on a show because they're angry at their Scorpio partner, okay? And a Scorpio just wants to run and hide and get away from them, right? I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, stay away from me. It's so humiliating when a Leo wants to air out their dirty laundry everywhere for the whole world to see. Putting on a whole production. It's like, no. And that's like, and I think a lot of the fire signs are like that, but Leo is definitely, they'll take the crown on that one, okay, for sure. This is with your Leos that are not emotionally mature yet. Now, Leos do evolve just like everybody, okay, and there's some really great Leos out there. And they will build you up. They'll have your back. They definitely are big on respect. They will give you respect. They're very generous when they love you and care about you. They're very generous, not only with their time and attention, but they're generous with very, very extravagant gifts. Okay. Yeah, they're very generous with the people they love. They will take care of you. Okay. I've dealt with some Leos in my life. And they will spoil you and everything. But yeah, it's sometimes like dealing with the unhealed Leos can be a complete mess. It's too much of a chaotic mess for Scorpios to even want to deal with. But Leos definitely have depth to them. They definitely have emotions. They aren't surface level. More of the air signs seem to be very, very surface level with the emotions because they deal in the mind. They're up here in their brain all the time, and Scorpios are in their heart and soul all the time. So they're in their emotions, literally basking in them all the time. So there's some disconnect there. But I think that any signs can get along with each other. If two people really love and respect each other enough and they want to make a relationship work, they will be willing to study and learn each other, okay, and learn each other's love languages. So let's see her. I do think Leos, though, if they're mature, because Leos can be chill. They can just sit back and relax. They can be very chill. Okay. They want everyone to wait on them, But yeah, if you get a Leo angry, you will hear that Leo roar. And it can turn physical really fast for a Leo. They can be bullies, okay? Take it from me, Leos can be big bullies. And you don't go around trying to bully a Scorpio, okay? Scorpios are the sign that's all about control. You do not try to control or bully a Scorpio, okay? And yes, the Leo energy is big, okay? The Leo anger is big, and it's boisterous, and it's loud, and it's proud. You got that proud lion who will end you, okay? That's a sign that will end you. They are up there as being the most deadly, dangerous, physically speaking, right there with Scorpio and Aries, okay? Those are the big three right there. They will just end you in a nanosecond if they want to, okay? So Yeah, but I definitely believe that a Leo who's evolved spiritually and that sort of thing can be a really good match for an evolved Scorpio. I think they can be really good. They do have a lot in common, you guys. They really do. And definitely Leo has passion, just like, all the fire signs have passion. They definitely have it in a different sort of way. They definitely demonstrate it in a different way. But Leos definitely are very passionate, and they're supposed to be really, really, really intense and passionate in the bedroom, which is good for Scorpios, right? Okay. So yeah. Let's see what you guys will have to say now. I've got to play catch up with you guys. Hold on. I'm running up. So Rob says Aries don't want no smoke with me. Opal Stevens says, so true about Aries. They do get over a fight quick. Yeah. Kentucky Trailer Man says, my mom is Libra moon. Very secretive and calculating. Wow, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, Libras definitely can be that way for sure. For sure. Miss Roxy Full, it does get exhausting. Okay, so you guys are talking amongst each other. I'm looking for questions right now, you guys. Don't see any questions. Kentucky Trailer Man says, my Leo friends always tell me they can see every emotion in my eyes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's so cool that they can literally see that. That's awesome. LOL, it's too intense for them. Really? Yeah. The Leos that I've dealt with, it's like at first on a surface level, I can get along with them. But like when I start showing my intensity and everything and my passion, like when it really starts seething out of me, which you can feel it immediately. But once they really start being around me a lot more to see how intense I am as a person, yeah, Leos, they just start backing off. They're like, you know what? I know I'm a passionate person, but this Scorpio's got me beat, like it, there's not, even other Scorpios are intimidated by my energy. I don't know why it is. Maybe, I know I was born hyperactive and all of that, like with an extreme amount of energy, And if my body was as like it used to be, like in my younger years, you guys, I'd still be, oh my gosh. Yeah. There was, there were many decades where you could not ever get me to sit down. It was hard to even get me to lay down and go to sleep, because even when I would lay down at nighttime, I couldn't sleep. I was just flopping around like a fish out of water all night long. I'm like, I never slept. Like for most of my life, I didn't sleep much, you guys. And I really believe that, and from my own research, that you don't need 8 hours of sleep, because honestly, when I would get like 5 solid hours of sleep, I woke up ready to freaking conquer the world. I had so much energy. It seemed like when I got more than 5 hours of sleep, I felt like death. I felt like shit. But most of my life, I didn't even have that. Like most of my life, and I'm not even exaggerating, you guys. I'm not exaggerating. This is since I was a little kid, like 4 years old. I definitely did not sleep much at all. But when I would get that solid 5 hours, I felt like dynamite, literally. Like I just felt like I could go conquer the world by myself, but yeah, I really, even to this day, like I don't get that much sleep. But when I do get too much sleep, I feel worse. I always feel really, but my dad's the same way. He sleeps maybe 5 hours every night, sometimes less. And he's 78 and he's still playing tennis. He like hikes and camps and fishes, and like he's super active for being a 78-year-old man. But he's just like me and him just like don't sleep much. Like we just don't need much sleep. We're just like ready to go, Anyway, so I think that could be like a genetic thing more than like a zodiac thing. I don't know. That's just from what I've researched. Miss Roxy Full Lance, my ear. Okay, so Ooh, it went up too far. Like, okay, so Lance says you should do a class on evolved only Scorpio compatibility pairing. Yeah, absolutely. If that's what you guys need or want, and that's what you need from me, I will do like a live stream class on evolved Scorpios only, okay? Dealing with their compatibility and pairing. Yeah, that would be great. I'm actually going to write that down, Lance. I'm going to write it down right now. Okay, I've got so you can see I'm not lying. I've got my notebook here. I'm going to thank you. I appreciate that because I absolutely love hearing from you guys out there. I love knowing what you guys need from me. I really appreciate it more than you guys could possibly know. Like, it really is just amazing. Okay, so we're going to do evolved Scorpio pairing. Okay. So would you guys like to see that like done in a classroom type style? Which you're saying class, so I'm just going to take it as that's what you class. I'm still trying to figure out how to do slides and stuff, and I'm going to just say, like, I've been working on slides. I've got them finished on Synastry. I'm doing a live stream Synastry. And I'm going to go ahead and do that next week and just cross my fingers and get them crossed that I can actually find on here. So there's some place I have to click right here in my studio where I can just go right to the files and then show the slides individually. And then hopefully you guys can still see me like in the corner. I'm just going to, if I can't do it, then you're just going to have to bear with me. I will still talk through it, but I'm just really we'll see what happens, you guys. If you're willing to be patient with me, I'm still learning how to show slides and stuff on here. So that adds another layer, another dimension. I think it would just be, I think personally it would be a lot more helpful if you guys had a visual, but that's just my opinion. Maybe you guys don't need me to have visuals. Maybe I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be. I don't know. But I would definitely, that's a great thing. I'm glad you put that out there for me, Lance, for doing a class on evolved Scorpio compatibility and pairing. Yeah, for sure. I'll try to go as deep and get as detailed as possible too. Yeah, because I always got to go deep. So Rob says, I keep a low profile. We opposite. Yeah. Yeah. So that's probably the one thing about Leos that rubs me the wrong way. And this is just dealing with Leos that have not matured. Okay. They don't even know themselves. Is the fact that they want the limelight. Okay. Scorpios want to be under the radar. They want to be behind the scenes in the shadows. They don't mind power as long as that power is still kept in the dark. Okay. So, they don't want their personal life aired out, and Leos have no problem airing out everything. They will exploit you. Leos are exhibitionists, and they will exploit you. Okay. Like in public, so yeah. Yeah. Opal says, yeah, Braveheart Aries, my knight in shining armor served me from my abusive Leo X. Yeah, that's the thing. Leos definitely can be very abusive and bully. They can be very physically abusive, and they're very bullish. Yeah, they can be very toxic, just like any sign can be. Totally. Yeah, they want to be the king or the queen, of everyone and everything. So, and they definitely can get jealous for sure. Concerned, that's an interesting idea, Lance. Evolved Scorpio. Yeah, I think that would be really great because a lot of people out there are dealing with Scorpios that are not evolved at all whatsoever. And it can get a little confusing when I'm talking, you know, because yeah, but you guys understand, I know. Miss Roxy Full, Leos that outsource their sense of self-value to external sources make me sad. Yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. Rob Smalley, don't make a scene. Yeah, exactly. Like, my gosh. Yeah. And Sagittarius do that too. Drives me nuts. I know Aries probably can do that too, obviously, but Leos do it too. It's so grandiose, and it can be so brutal with Leos. Yeah, I just I don't like to mess with that sort of thing. Kentucky Trailer Man, I understand that. Let's see, concerned. Like we said in the last chat, the threshold issue of evolved or not evolved should be the first thing we look at with every sign. Exactly. That is something that you individually, this is the burden has to be put on you guys, that there is evolved Scorpios and there's not evolved Scorpios. And so, you know, I think that I do try to differentiate between the two when I'm doing my live shows, you know. Water break, tea break, I mean. Okay, so Rob says Scorpionic energy loves lurking in the shadows. Absolutely. Definitely. Rob Smiley, I have a student named Synergy. Oh, really? Is that true? Kentucky Trailer Man. Oh, I'm being suspicious. Sorry. Caught me being a Scorpio. Kentucky Trailer Man, you're talking to concerns. Lance says, okay, you're talking to each other. I haven't seen that show. I'm stuck in the House of Dragon. Okay, let's see. So, Rob, you say Scorpios are night owls? I beg to differ. I have to be like, I will get super cranky if I'm not in bed by 9. I can stay up late, but then you're going to be dealing with one of the moodiest people you've ever met. Yeah, that's the way I've always been. But I can now. I used to, like when I lived overseas, and of course they're like 13 hours. Was it 13 hours? 12 or 13 hours ahead of like the United States. So like when everyone's sleeping here, I was wide awake over there. So like I was definitely a night owl over there, and I definitely went to all the clubs and stuff. And I didn't drink or anything, you guys. I went to all the clubs back then because, well, I had to show off my perfect body. You know, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, I love to dance, and I love progressive trance, all that fast, really fast bass and drum even. I love the European music, like, oh my God, it's like, oh, I love it. So I had to listen to it. I listened to live shows. Oh my gosh, the music over there is just like perfect, because I'm a hyper person. I move fast, I talk fast. And it was like the music was just perfect for me. And I would go with my 2 other friends. I had a Spanish friend. She was from Spain. I had a friend who's 10 years older than me at the time. She owned her own body art shop and lived on the top of it. This was in Belgium. And so me and my 2 friends would go out, and none of us drank. But when we would go out together to these clubs and stuff, or the Grand Verre, like I always got flowers. Like men were giving me flowers and free drinks. And I'm like, nope, make that water, please. I drank the heck out of water, but I always got free drinks, but it was just free water. And I was always going home with like 3 full bouquets of flowers every time we'd go out. And my friends didn't get any. And I felt so bad. I was just like, you know what? I eventually just started giving the flowers to them. I'm like, you know what? You like flowers. These will die. I don't, you know. So yeah, but it was an experience over there. I went to a peanut bar called the Grand Bear. And that was one of my favorite places to go because they had huge barrels of peanuts over there. And all the peanuts ended up on the floor. So you're dancing and you're like, oops, I'm going to watch out for that because I'm going to slip on these shells and peanuts everywhere. But they would clean them up, you know, periodically. But it was a good time. The music over there is just the best. Maybe not for you guys listening, but for me, I was like, this is it. This is my kind of music. And so when I came back to the States, I was like looking for all the European music. Yeah, I loved all the DJs and stuff. Like the music was so fast paced. It was, some of it was dark, some of it wasn't. But a lot of it was more uplifting music. Yeah, I like Depeche Mode and stuff like that too. But I like uplifting fast beat music, you know, trance and house music and all that sort of thing. And they got it going on over there. I think the only thing that really bothered me about Europe was the fact that the culture was so different. Like, everyone was pierced to the nine over there. And this is back in the 90s, you guys. Everyone had tattoos from head to toe. Everyone had piercings coming out, like daggers coming out their chin, like daggers coming out of their eyebrows. Like they were pierced all over the place. It was almost scary. I only had a belly button piercing in my ears. That was it. No tattoos, no tattoos. I'm like, I will never be tatted. But over there, I felt awkward. And this was in the 90s, you guys. Yeah, it was an experience, you guys. It was an experience, but yeah. Kentucky Trailer Man says Leo is the best at voicing what they believe. Yeah, I am definitely 100% definitely agree with that for sure. Sorry guys, water break. So Rob Smiley says Leo didn't withstand the test of time with me. Right. Yeah, you can get the Leos that are players, you know, but any sign can be a player. So Kentucky Trailer Man, Leo passion is on the outside. Scorpio passion is deep within. Exactly. Yeah. They totally have a different way of expressing their passion for sure. For sure. But they are good in the bedroom. Anyway, so Lance says you should do okay. Where in the world? How did I get back up there? I should be down. Rob Smiley says Leos need anger management. Oh, I think Sagittarius and Aries need anger management too. Just saying. Like, I think all the fire signs that I've dealt with personally needed anger management classes. Opal says, so true, Rob. It didn't work. Yeah. Just saying it can and will be. Yeah. Kentucky Trailer Man is okay. Yeah, I'm looking for questions, you guys. If you guys have questions, Scorpions are night owls. Okay, so again, I've already. What's this? Why I chat so much? Yeah, concerned. I'm with you. The chats can be a lot of fun, especially for you guys. Rob says I like all kinds of music. Variety is a spice of life. Right? Okay. Yeah, I can do pretty much everything except for like hardcore rap and hardcore twangy country because it doesn't vibe with my energies. And that's the main reason I don't vibe with some of that slow music. It don't vibe with me. I do everything fast in my life. Like everything, I do it fast and furious. And I will master everything. But yeah, there's anyways, you guys have been so awesome. And tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? I see my mind is I have so many live streams planned. I've actually got ahead, like way ahead, that I start forgetting what I've got planned right now for you guys. But it's all going to be all about oh, this is what it's going to be about tomorrow, you guys. Tomorrow's live stream is going to be about all the secret and hidden ways that Scorpios show their love. Okay. And this is something that was requested of me from somebody who sent me an email. And they're struggling. It's a Cancer woman who's, and respecting her name, I'm not going to tell her name, but she's a Cancer woman who's just recently broke up with her Scorpio man. So, and there's so many other people out there that are just like, they come to me and they're like, you know what? I can't read my Scorpio man or woman. I don't know if she likes me, hates me, loves me. Well, I don't even know what in the world's going on. So hopefully this live stream we we shall like reveal and uncover all the ways Scorpios show that they love somebody, because Scorpios don't always say I love you right away. Even when they feel it deep inside, and Scorpios know that they love this person, they won't verbally say it until they feel like they can emotionally trust the other person and they feel emotionally safe with that other person to just open up and be vulnerable and say, look, I love you. Okay. But believe me, if they do feel like they can trust you, they will tell you they love you, period. Okay. But before they get to that point of verbally saying it, they are already probably in love with you, but there is different ways and different little things that they can show how they love. And I think that was going to be a fun one, you guys. What do you guys think? I think it's going to be fun. Yeah, and I expect you guys, all my awesome Scorpios out there, to help me shed some light on this, because I might not have all of the little ways, but I'm gonna come up with some really good ones, okay? And then you guys can fill in the rest. So that's what we're doing tomorrow, and we're gonna do that at 4. And then next week I have at least 3 live streams. I'm going to do the one on synastry. I'm going to talk about how each zodiac sign manifests. Like, I'm going to talk about why some zodiac signs can manifest their dreams and desires very fast, as opposed to other zodiac signs who seem to struggle with manifesting their dreams. We're going to talk about that next week. And then the other ones will be a surprise. Okay, so I got to have a little bit of surprise and mystery out there. I don't want to give it all away, you guys. But yeah, I'm just giving you a little taste of what's coming your way. And I look forward to you guys. And you know what, the more, what is really, you know what, you guys, I'm just going to be just brutally honest with you guys. I really love hearing what you guys want and need. I'm not like judgmental. I'm not like that at all. But it helps me help you if you share with me the things that you want to hear and see from me, things that you want me to cover. It doesn't matter if it's astrology or about manifesting or about having a good relationship, whatever. Because my channel started on manifesting and evolved into astrology, but I also cover paranormal things too. I've talked about even the dragon bloodline, the royal dragon bloodlines. I talked about how I was married to an imperial prince. I literally can cover anything like that because I have already covered some things like that on my channel. But the important thing is that it's something that you guys want from me. That helps me serve you better when I know what's going on, what you guys really want to hear from me. So, and I'm just being very honest about that. Like, you guys can't shock me or anything or upset me. Like, it just really just helps me a lot. Opal says, I am a night owl, Scorpio, up until 2 a.m. Awesome. And then Opal Steven says, I love to dance too. Do you really? Awesome. Yeah, I'm a dance. I used to be like, I used to be so, oh my God. When I would dance, I don't know, you guys tell me if you're like this. Any of you Scorpios like this? Like when I would dance, like whether it's school dance or out in the clubs or whatever, like literally people would start gathering around me because I danced so, this is from what they tell me. I danced so fast they couldn't see me. I was like a blur. But then when they could see me, I would dance so good. and everything. And yeah, it just was weird because I don't like attention. That was the thing, is I was dancing for me. I was dancing because I enjoy it, and it was a way to get my tons of energy out and expend my energy, was dancing and just losing myself in the music. But I danced really fast too. So like, people were never seen anyone dance like me. And so I didn't want the attention, you guys. But then when I would stop dancing, like everyone's staring at me and just like their mouths are dropped and like, wow, you know, do it again, dance like that again. And I'm like, this isn't a show, you guys. I'm not putting on a show here. I'm dancing for me, you know. And I'm just like, but are you guys like that? Am I the only one like that? You know, I don't know if that's a Scorpio energy with the Leo energy. I have a ton of Scorpio Leo energy. And so like, but I never do anything to be noticed. I do things to either for myself, to enjoy myself, or to help others. But yeah. Anyways, we got Paula Hawk. Hello, Paula Hawk. Is this your first time here? If it is, welcome. I generally find Scorpios are able to dance with the shadow and bring back some light. Yeah, I like that. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying, Paula Hawk. I'm so glad. Lance says, how do we understand our unique Scorpio-ness? So is that a question that you want me to answer now, or is this an idea for a live stream video? Because I would need time to answer that one. Because Lance, I like to go deep and I like to go thorough when I put together my live streams. So I'm actually, you know what? Yeah, so I see that from Lance, how about classes on houses? Yeah, absolutely. I'm writing down every single one of these because I love knowing this about what you guys would like to see. Okay, so houses. So we need a class on houses. This is so cool, you guys. And then how do we understand our unique Scorpio-ness? So am I understanding you correctly, Lance? You're asking for me to go like into the depths and maybe even the history of how unique Scorpio is, like maybe like the roots of Scorpio, because I was already planning that, but I just want to know if that's what you mean, that we're on the same page. Because I've actually been working on that for a live stream, is to go into the ancient roots about Scorpio, according to like even the Hebrew Masoretic, Hellenistic, all of the ancient astrologies and that sort of thing, and talk about all the uniqueness about Scorpios and how they came to be and why they are the way they are and why they are so unique. So, I mean, I hope that is what you're trying to convey with me. So, and so you want to, but I think you want to know how to understand how unique you are. Okay, so how to understand your unique Scorpio's uniqueness. I think maybe you're asking for something a little bit different than what I was just saying. So that's fine. That's good. I'm glad, you guys. Yay. Color me happy. I love it. Thank you so much, Lance. I appreciate that. Ross says, I like the paranormal. Do you really? Awesome. Yeah. I even did in one of my Scorpio playlists. Actually, it was my first Scorpio playlist that I made for Scorpios. It's called the Scorpios Book of Shadows. And if you go into my channel and click on, we'll look across and click on playlists, you'll scroll down and you'll see Scorpios Book of Shadows. And if you click on that, I've got, I think, 26 videos in it. It's all about Scorpios. But one of those videos is all about Scorpios and the paranormal. And so, yeah, you guys might want to check that out. It's pretty fascinating, actually. But in most of all of my videos, especially if it's in a playlist for your zodiac sign, whether it's Cancer, the Cancer playlist or the Leo playlist or whatever, I go deep. I go pretty darn deep into all of my videos. Okay. I don't like to do surface level anything. That's not who I am. And so that carries over into all of my life, including this channel. I don't want to be one of those, surface level astrology channels out there that just talks about astrology based on my opinions. That's not what this channel is about. I want to base not only, my channel on my personal experiences and stories, which I know can be fascinating, but I also want to back them up with the research that I've done. And I like to go as deep as I possibly can and give you guys a complete picture and not just my opinion. Because to me, you can find a million YouTube channels, astrology YouTube channels out there that they're just literally just giving their opinion. Okay. And that's all good and well. We all have opinions, and I'm not trying to diss people that have opinions, because we all have them, right? But I don't want my channel to be based on something that's just solely on opinions. How boring and shallow is that? That's not me. I want my channel to have a lot of depth to it. So, and Scorpios, when they investigate themselves or anything, they want to know the roots. They want to go as deep as they possibly can. And so that's what this channel, no matter what I'm talking about on this channel, whether I'm talking about my own personal paranormal experiences or my own unique experiences, because I have told a lot of stories in my older videos. And if any of you all have time, you can go back into my playlist or into my videos on my channel, go back, like a year or so ago, and you'll see the ones that I've done on the royal dragon bloodlines and the Vikings and the royal priestesses and that sort of thing. And I also have done them on my personal manifesting and paranormal experiences. And I do give personal stories, but I also back it up with evidence or research. Okay. So I'm not just pulling stuff out of my booty. Okay, you guys. So, but yeah, I have a lot of stories. I've lived like a million lifetimes in a short amount of time. So yeah, but yeah, the paranormal is something that, that's just one word, one way of expressing it. Some people call it supernatural. Some people call it, metaphysical, quantum physics. There's different ways and terms to express the same thing. But yeah, let's see here. Any other questions or video ideas or whatever, classes? Scorpions are private investigators. Exactly. Yeah. Oh gosh. When Scorpios investigate things, they are very thorough. I know I am. If I'm investigating something, I'm going to go as deep and as wide, and I'm just going to be so thorough. Like, I'm going to have receipts. I'm going to have evidence. And it isn't going to be based on opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got them. So, I be quantum leaping, says Rob Smiley, like a kangaroo. That reminds me, Rob Smiley, I actually got to play with the kangaroos when I was in Australia. Kangaroos are so cute and fun. They come right up to you. We went to this special outdoor enclosed Australian zoo. But of course, these kangaroos were seasoned, to be around humans and stuff. So like when we went in there, like the kangaroos would come up, the wallabies, and the kangaroos would literally bounce up, hop up to you, and they let you pet them and touch them. And they were just so adorable. Oh my God. And then they have the koala bears. I got to hold a koala bear. I got a picture with one. So yeah, and then I got to see a duckbill platypus. Oh my God, they're the weirdest thing ever. I'm like, what was God thinking when he created a duckbill platypus? Anyways, let's get back to this. Okay, so let's see here. We have Lejeune. Am I saying that right? Can I just call you Lejeune? Can I just call you Lejeune? Or what would you like me to call you? But I think this is your first time here. So having the belief that you're different and isolated and an outsider is actually symptom depression. not a consequence of being a Scorpio. So I pleaded for everyone here to stop listening to clickbait. You guys show this person some love. Did any of you guys in the chat say that you feel isolated? Do any of you Scorpios out there, all the ones that are listening right now, do you guys feel like you are an outsider? Have you expressed that here, that you guys feel isolated and outsiders? I think Aquarius signs do feel like that, though. I definitely, gosh, I have known a lot of Aquarius people very personally, and they feel like they're an alien, and they will isolate themselves. They can be social, but then they love to isolate themselves. But I'm just wondering, did any of you guys in the chat say that you feel like you are an outsider or you're depressed? I'm just wondering where this person's getting this information from. I'm curious. But anyways, we got Rob. Kangaroos are wonderful. Yes, they are. I know personally. I got to play with them, and I actually got to feed them. I got to pet the kangaroos. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you have not gone to Australia, put it on your bucket list, okay? Australia is such an amazing place. The people are friendly. They're lovely people. You'll love their accents. But they have so much to do over there. We went to the Outback. I mean, I had a blast over there. I went to the Opera House. It's just like there's so many things for you guys to see over there. And the people are just amazing. They're wonderful. And my gosh, it is the cleanest continent ever. Like, it is clean. You will not find garbage anywhere over there. Let's see. CO says, it's not the chat, it's the title of the video. The title of the video, what does the title of the video say, you guys? Can anyone enlighten me, please? Can any of you tell me, does the title of this video say Scorpios feel like is the title of this video titled How Scorpios Feel Like Outsiders and Are Depressed and Isolated? Is this what this video is about? Can anyone like vouch for me here? I think we have someone who's might be like a little delusional. Are you a Pisces? Because you're making up stuff just like a Pisces does. But if you guys can tell me, what is the video title of this live stream? Is it How Scorpios Feel Isolated? Is that what this? Anyways, you guys, let's get back on track. Okay. People are just. Anyways, Kentucky Trailer Man. I isolate myself on purpose to heal. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I think that's just a human thing more than even a Scorpio trait. But I definitely know that even Aquarius signs, all the water signs that I know will definitely retreat and isolate themselves when they're healing themselves. They won't be totally isolated because they still go to work. They still have their family and friends around them. But as far as being a social butterfly and being out there bar hopping and all that, or they might be refraining from that for a while until they heal. They might refrain from dating sites. But Lance says, we are not the outsiders. Sorry for your luck. Oh, I agree with you, Lance. Scorpios are not the outsiders. Every Scorpio I know is social, but they don't want their personal business aired out. Okay. And they like to be under the radar. I think most Scorpios that I know, my daughter is she's got 5 major Scorpio placements in her chart. My aunt, I have a Scorpio stellium in my chart. I know a lot of Scorpios, and all of them like to be around people and do things and go out and do things. Okay. But when it comes to healing, emotionally healing, I definitely think that water signs and even some air signs that I know will literally isolate themselves while they're healing, which is fine. That's normal. Oh, Ashmel, thank you so much. Okay, I just saw this. I'm so glad I saw this. This is in bluish. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so I need you to help me with my chart. Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. Well, if you want help with your personal natal birth chart, Ash, you are more than welcome to go into my channel description, or actually in this video, any of my videos actually, and you'll see my email, and you can literally contact me through my email, and we will go from there. So yeah, I would love to work with you one-on-one. That would be so cool. It does help you like understand yourself better, like on a different level when you understand your full natal birth chart. Tea break, you guys. Okay. So, thank you so much again. You're awesome. Lance says, Solajan, I believe you are deeply misinformed what Scorpios are. You are projecting. Thank you so much, Lance. I appreciate the backup here, because I'm just like, I'm pretty sure my video was entitled Scorpios are outsiders and isolate themselves, because whoa, yeah. And you know what? A lot of people that you're so right, Lance. So many people that I come across are self-projecting, and that's usually what it is. So it's not the chat, it's the title of the, okay, so yeah. Lance says, we are not the outsiders. Sorry for I've always been an outsider. That's also one of my favorite books. Yeah, but you can feel like an outsider, Rob, but still do social things, right? I mean, the two can coexist together. So this Seal Lejeune says, I'm talking in general, not related to this video, but the title made me express some thoughts. So no, I'm not misinformed. I'm exercising free speech. Well, that's cool. I appreciate that. Just a thought, though I had people LOL chill out. Haha. Okay. Well, I appreciate you expressing yourselves. But yeah, when you said that, it was, so you were just triggered by the video title. Okay. I really can't understand. I'm not even gonna pretend to understand that one, but okay. So yeah, self-projecting. I'm with you, Lance, on that. Thank you so much. Lance, you rock. You came to my, that's loyalty right there, Lance. I love that. When you have my back, I have yours. There you go, Lance. I appreciate you. Kentucky Trailer Man. The title of this video is exactly what it says. You got here at the end. So yeah, thank you, Kentucky Trailer Man. Hats off to you for the loyalty. Two people that back me up. That's Scorpio energy right there. Scorpios have each other's back, period. So Lance says, I wanted to move to Australia. I did too. After I had been over there for a whole month, I was like, I want to move. This is screw you. I was ready to literally ditch the United States. I'm like, Australia, that's where I want to live. That's where I want to be. So Lance, have you spent a lot of time in Australia? Or are you from Australia? Let's see. I know somebody was watching. I don't know if it was, there was somebody watching that was from Australia. Opal says, my son is an Aquarius. Totally agree with you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Most Aquariuses I know feel like they're like, I'm not from this world. I'm an alien. I wish an alien would come and just abduct me and take me away, because I don't belong here anyways. So Celia June says, no, it just inspired me to share a belief I have. Please chill. Oh, I'm chill. I'm chill. We're all chill. But you bemused me. I was a little befuddled and just like, what in the world? But we're all good now. Okay. I appreciate you expressing yourself and explaining why you felt the need to express something. And that's all good and well. I'm cool with it. So, damn name calling and resorting to belittle me. Damn. Let's see here. Not from what I've seen, Julianne. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, there's some things like when people come to my channel, like I have people that will like leave me comments that have literally nothing to do with the video that they're supposedly watching. They don't even literally watch my video, especially all the way through, and they leave some like comment that's very attack. It has the vibes of they feel like they're being personally attacked by my video, but that video has nothing to do with what they're saying in the comment. Like, it's just like, it makes no sense to me. So, but Lance, you know what? You said it, the self-projecting, which is not bullying energy, but a lot of people do self-project. My own family does it to me. They have a lot of issues, like a lot of issues, and they project that all on me. And I'm like, if you're coming to my channel, be respectful and don't make up stuff, okay? Because I am a person that deals with honesty and bringing the darkness to light. That is a Scorpio trait. And if you're coming here, you know, making up stuff that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, I'm going to nip it in the butt, because this is a channel that's supposed to be about honesty and respect. And we're going to deal with the title. Okay, the title is what zodiac signs actually understands Scorpios best. That has nothing to do with Scorpios being outsiders. And there's no reason for someone to come here and say, to me, it's toxic, and I don't want toxic vibes here. I don't want toxic vibes here. I don't want liars here. If you want to lie and be toxic, go somewhere else and spread it. I want people that have positive energy and like want to put that into my channel. This is my channel, by the way. And I can and I will block people who are not respectful of each other. So I'm just putting it out there. Like, you know, I love positive, and I love positive vibes. I love positive people. I love people that speak the truth and not make up fantasy land bullshit, okay? So I'm just being honest here. So and anybody who's got my back, I love you. Peace. So yeah, yeah, I'm not someone you want to go to bat with, especially on my turf, on my channel. You will lose, period. So yeah, let's try to talk about the positive things, okay? And I would never even have a live stream about Scorpios being outsiders, because that's not even the truth. That's not even something that's truthful, even though there is some Scorpios that feel like outsiders. And there might be some Scorpios that do isolate themselves when they need to heal. But that's not what this live stream is about, you guys. So I don't know. Anyways, that was just like, okay, so well, the first thing you said was show this person some love. Yes, definitely show you some love for sure. But also, like, I want people to vouch for what my title says, because I know for sure it had nothing to do with Scorpios feeling like outsiders. Okay, I would not even have a live stream about that. Okay, so yeah, and I do want everyone to show each other respect and love here. But you've got to show it first to me, and coming to my channel on my turf, putting basically lying to me and making up something that is not even truth is a big no for me. That's a big red flag. That's negative energy. I would not go to your channel and make up something, okay, that had nothing to do. I would not accuse you or lie and say, oh, this, you know, it's the, no, I'm sorry. I would not do that. So I expect people to be respectful and come to my channel and be honest, be loving, be true to themselves, be true to me, whoever the channel owner is. I own this channel. This is my turf. Don't come here and start, you know, bringing negative energy here. That's just not going to be well received with me or anyone else. Seriously. Yeah. And I don't like being told that my video is about something that it's absolutely not about. You're bringing your negative shit here, and I don't want anything to do with it. But I do honor the fact that you have an opinion, and you did express to me why you were triggered. Now that trigger is your problem, not mine. So, you know, but I do send you love and I do wish you the best, but I really would like for everyone to just be honest here and not self-project. And I know that's asking probably too much because everyone probably does it. But yeah, let's show some love and let's move on here. So I'm actually going to be jumping off here, you guys, because I've got a lot to do. And I'm not sure, and I don't really care what sign you are, but when you tell someone to chill out, wrong answer. That's all I got to say. Wrong answer. But have a great day anyways. Lance says, I love everyone. I love boundaries too. Yes, exactly. The thing is that I want to keep the environment on my channel honest and real and authentic. And I'm just not one that's going to like entertain lies and that sort of thing and made up false fantasy land things. I'm not gonna tolerate that sort of thing. But yeah. Ashmel, it's okay, Seal. I hope your day gets better. It will get better. And she hasn't read all your posts. She would welcome you back. Well, of course I would welcome him back for sure. But don't tell me to chill out. You're the one who came to my turf trying to trigger me by making up lies and bringing negative energy here. That's not right. You know, you literally made up a complete lie. Okay. Because I mean, whatever you got going on in your brain, I'm sorry. Yes. And I totally would accept them back for sure. If there's respect there. And not made up fantasy land stuff that I'm not even talking about, you guys. Like, really? We got Scorpio Mama. Yay. Hello, Scorpio Mama. I love you. James. Hello, James. How are you doing? Oh, you're leaving already? Oh my gosh. How long have you guys been here? Concerned. Well, that escalated quickly. Anchorman, The Legend of Ron. Yeah. You guys, you have no idea how intense I can be. You see a little bit of my intensity on this channel. You see a little bit of my passion, but it can literally become a millionfold like that, okay, if I'm pushed. But on my channel, I have boundaries here, and this is my channel, you know. And if you're coming in here telling me what my video is about when I know darn well it's not about that, to me, that person looks like a liar to me, and I do not like liars. I can't stand liars. I cannot stand negative energy. I can't stand people that think it's just great to go to people's channels and try to provoke others. Okay. To me, that's a no-go. I'm going to nip it in the butt because I can and I will. So, you know, but what you guys see now is a tiny fraction of how passionate I am. A tiny bit. So don't cross the gun. Yeah. Yeah. And so anyways, but if you would like to come back during another chat and actually talk about what I'm actually talking about, like on this live stream, I have no problem. Like, open arms to you, Salo June. I don't even know if am I saying your name right? Like, can you tell me what you would like me to call you? Because that name, I don't even know, are you like a different nationality? Are you from another country? Like, you know, tell me about yourself. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what zodiac sign you are. Like, yeah. Oh boy, let's see. Rob, people push buttons. Yeah. With me though, like I can get triggered when people are like literally either libeling against me, which to me is falsifying evidence against me, making up crap that isn't true. I mean, to me, it's all in the same category, and that like liars and cheaters and betrayers, like those are the three things that will Yeah. Everything else I can literally like, I let go. But you know what? This is my channel. And if I start if I let people believe they can come to my channel and either bully us or make up, try to trigger us as a channel, as a community, then I don't have boundaries. And I do have boundaries. I have very healthy ones, and I don't tolerate bullshit. And part of the bullshit is just being a liar. And so, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Opal. I will block him if I feel the need. So right now, I'm just not even, unless that person tells me about themselves, and wants to just be like you guys coming to my channel and saying, hey, I'm a Scorpio sign, and give their actual stories. I don't really have I don't care to read somebody's nonsense and negative, toxic BS. It's that, if you want to come to my channel and be part of the actual community with love and respect, then I love that. I'm all for that. That's what this platform is for. But like, if you attack me, you're attacking my whole entire community, because most of everybody right now that's chiming in now, and most of the time is Scorpios. I do get Pisces and Cancer signs. I do get some like Aries and stuff like that from time to time. But like, if you're not coming here trying to be part of the community in a healthy manner, I just like, yeah. Let's see, Ashton, I'm not a talker, but I felt like I had to talk. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ash, for saying something positive. I really appreciate your positive energy. Concern says agreed. Ash, yeah. Kentucky trailer, a blue hair projecting. Oh my goodness. So yeah, you know what? I have to actually, Lance says, you made an accusation. Sola, a random thought. You should know that being schooled is psychology. Jesus. Thank you, Lance. I appreciate your fact that you are on my side. I appreciate that. That's true Scorpio right there. Concern says, now I understand what's going on. It's funny that it's yet another trait of Scorpios. The last time I lost my mind, it was triggered when someone told me to be quiet. Exactly. See, Concerned, you understand. You understand. Like, my whole entire life is like, my dad or friends or teachers or anybody like, you need to calm down and be quiet. You need to, chill out. You need to squash your, and it's just like, who the hell do you think you are to tell me what I should be and what I shouldn't be? Do I tell you who you should and shouldn't be? I know maybe you guys are just, you actually understand that, because like, if I'm trying to help someone, I'm going to talk to them in a very loving, caring manner. And I'm not going to say things that are going to put them on defense. I'm not going to say things that are going to provoke them to anger. Okay. As I actually do know, like when I'm one-on-one with somebody and I'm actually trying to coach somebody, it's a very loving environment. Okay. But there's triggers, especially now the older that I am, I actually have very strong, healthy boundaries. Where before I used to be a doormat, you guys. I used to, even though it really appeared that I was being a doormat, because I would just let things slide. I wouldn't say anything, wouldn't stand up for myself. And so like through, transforming that sort of thing, a lot of things I just let go. But when it comes to being libeled against, liars, cheaters, that sort of thing, anybody who betrays another person, then yeah, I'm going to stand my ground, not only for myself or for the person who's being betrayed. Like I will have their back. So I definitely have boundaries, and you can call them triggers. To me, it's just a boundary. And so like, I don't want people to get the impression they can come to this channel and be a bully or lie or or come here to provoke others, whether it's me or you guys, like that. I'm not going to stand for that. I'm not going to stand for any of that sort of thing. So like, yeah, but I do love the fact that everyone has their own experiences in life. And I definitely know that everyone has their own stories and their own triggers and all that. But you know, just to make up something. It's just like, what? We got Dream Buddy in the house. Hi, Dream Buddy. How are you? What sign are you? What zodiac sign are you? Oh, yeah. I accept your apology. Everything is good and well. But have you let me know, like, what sign you are? What, Silo June, you haven't even told me, like, what name you would like me to call you. Like, what is your zodiac sign? Like, where are you from? Let's just start with some like basic things so we can get to know each other, like on a very, um, superficial level. Okay, still don't, I just don't see, I'm trying to scroll up here. I don't really have time for anything if, um, okay, yeah, this is, this is scary. Yes, I don't see anything positive from that person. I will definitely probably have to block them. That's sad. Anyway, so yeah, you guys have been amazing, and I hope that you guys learned something. And tomorrow we are going to go live again, and I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to wish you guys all a wonderful weekend. I love you all so much. You guys made this live stream like awesome and fun and amazing. And I love all the new people that are here. I appreciate you all so much. And Ash, thank you for the super chat again. You made my whole day. Lance, thank you so much for having my back. You rock. You really rock. I will never forget that. And Rob Smiley, peace to you and everyone. Love and lots of high vibrations. But yeah, I do love you guys all very much. Like, you guys do mean so much to me. I appreciate you guys being here. More than I can even express to you. Maybe you can see in my energies, like how much you guys mean to me, but you guys are all the best. Even Sealishun, I send you love too. You're awesome. And like Scorpio, Mama, you weren't here for very long, but oh well. I hope to see you guys again tomorrow, and I am off of here. Cheerio.